Welcome to the Explainer. So let's dive right in. Imagine, just for a second, having a crystal ball. Not a magical glowing glass orb, but one built entirely out of decades of hardcore engineering standards, mixed with the absolute bleeding edge of artificial intelligence. Today, we're exploring how manufacturing and engineering are literally predicting the future to stop disasters long before they ever leave the drawing board. We're talking about the evolution of FMA, that's failure mode and effects analysis, and how AI is completely reinventing the whole shebang.
Which brings us to a massive, high-stakes question. How do we actually stop catastrophic failures before they even happen? I want you to think about this not just as some corporate compliance checklist, but as the ultimate proactive tool. It's about saving billions of dollars and, much more importantly, human lives. When you step onto a commercial airplane or when a patient relies on a life-saving medical device, how do we know it's not going to fail? Well, the answer lies in systematically mapping out literally every single way a system could break down long before it ever does.
Section 1. The Origins of Error Prevention, where it all started.
Now, FMEA's journey, it didn't kick off in some slick Silicon Valley tech hub. We're actually going way back to 1949 with the U.S. Armed Forces publishing MIL P1629. The military desperately needed a rigorous, standardized way to categorize failures based on how they impacted system success and safety. Fast forward to the modern era, and the automotive sector really took the reins. In 2017, two huge industry titans, the AIAG over in the US and the VDA in Germany, kicked off a monumental collaboration. And by 2019, they published the very first global AIAG VDA FMEA Handbook. They created a truly unified standard.
But, it didn't just stay locked away in military bases or auto shops. This preventative approach spread like wildfire. It quickly became the gold standard across aerospace, general manufacturing, and even healthcare. Why? Because the cost of a failure in these industries isn't just a dented bumper, right? It's a compromised spacecraft, a completely halted global supply chain, or a patient whose life is at risk. FMEA basically became the universal language for securing our most vital technologies.
Section 2. Harmonizing the Auto Industry, a unified framework.
Okay, so prior to 2019, the global manufacturing scene was, frankly, a bit of a fragmented mess. American companies were using AIG standards, while German and European companies strictly followed VDA methodologies. Imagine being a supplier trying to build a brake system for both a Ford and a Volkswagen. You practically had to speak two entirely different risk languages. It led to massive inconsistencies. But that post-2019 harmonization, it changed everything. The AIG and VDA finally merged their best practices into one unified global framework. Suddenly, the entire supply chain could communicate perfectly using a single standardized methodology. It brought absolute clarity to all that chaos.
Section 3. The 7-step process, a structured method.
So this new handbook introduced a really beautifully structured step-by-step methodology. We start off with preparation and planning, getting the team and the scope together. Then we move right into structure analysis to break the system down into its components. Step 3 is function analysis, where we define what those components actually do. Step 4, well, that's where the magic starts. Failure analysis, figuring out exactly how those functions could break. Then we've got Step 5, risk analysis, followed by Step 6, optimization, to actually fix the issues. And finally, Step 7, review and update. It is highly methodical, and honestly, it's a bit exhausting for humans to do entirely by hand.
But the absolute heart of the whole thing, that's Step 5, risk analysis. How do we actually measure danger? Well, we look at 3 super specific variables. First up, severity. If this part fails, how catastrophic is the result? Second, occurrence. Based on historical data, how likely is this failure to actually happen? And third, detection. If it does start to fail, how good are our systems at catching it before it turns into a total disaster? Multiplying these concepts helps engineers pinpoint exactly what needs fixing first.
Now, a completely revolutionary update in that 2019 handbook was how they actually scored that risk. For decades, engineers used a thing called the Risk Priority Number, or RPN. The problem? It was wildly subjective. One team might look at a risk and score it a 40, another might score it a 70. So the new framework just scrapped the RPN entirely. They replaced it with a standardized action priority rating. This takes all the guesswork out and explicitly tells the team, hey, this is high priority, fix it right now, based on a much more rigid and objective set of rules.
Section 4. The AI Revolution in FMEA, Faster and Smarter.
Here's the plot twist, though.
Even with that brilliant, globally harmonized process and the new priority ratings, doing it manually was incredibly tedious. I mean, traditional FMEA meant literal rooms full of engineers manually extracting data from spreadsheets, making highly subjective evaluations, and writing reactive documents that often just sat in a drawer gathering dust. Now contrast that with AI-enhanced FMEA. We are talking about natural language processing, or NLP, extracting data instantly, predictive algorithms forecasting failures before they happen, dynamic systems adapting in real time based on machine sensors. It literally takes a static, dead document and turns it into a living, breathing safety system.
And here's the ultimate punchline. We're talking about going from weeks down to seconds. Just let that sink in for a second. What used to take a team of brilliant engineers weeks of grueling manual data analysis, poring over historical logs, brainstorming failure modes, can now be processed by an AI algorithm in literally a fraction of the time. It's a total game changer for operational efficiency.
So how exactly does AI pull off this superpower? First off, it automates that tricky risk prioritization using mountains of historical data that a human brain could never hold. Second, and this might be the most crucial part, it uncovers hidden failure modes that humans simply miss, blind spots we didn't even know existed. Third, it can process real-time sensor data straight off the factory floor, constantly monitoring temperature, vibration, pressure, and finally, it continuously learns. The more data it eats, the smarter the algorithm gets. It's a crystal ball that literally gets clearer every single day.
Section 5. Real-world case studies. AI in action. Let's get out of the hypothetical and look at a massive player actually doing this, General Electric. GE is actively using natural language processing to systematically mine their vast, sprawling archives of complex engineering documents and decades of maintenance logs. So, instead of an engineer painfully reading through old reports to figure out what went wrong 10 years ago, the AI reads it all. It understands the context, and it automatically extracts those failure modes to prioritize risks for brand new designs.
And the so what of it all? The business value? Well, the results absolutely speak for themselves. This shift to AI-enhanced FMEA improves decision-making. It massively bolsters asset reliability, and crucially, it reduces unplanned downtime. In the manufacturing world, downtime is the ultimate enemy. It costs millions. By using AI to predict and prevent failures, the machines keep humming, money is saved, and schedules are met.
And look, the tech is definitely not standing still. The next frontier is all about expanding the use of large language models, or LLMs. Think of the tech behind ChatGPT, but specifically tailored by subject matter experts for industrial engineering. These LLMs can automatically pull incredibly deep, contextual insights straight out of extensive design reviews. It makes data prep and model training faster than it's ever been. It lets engineering teams manage reliability proactively, instead of just constantly running around putting out fires.
Section 6. The Future of Ethical AI. Balancing innovation.
But handing the keys to human safety over to an algorithm, that is not a decision to take lightly. There are massive hurdles the industry still has to clear. First up, data quality. An AI is only as good as the data it learns from, right? And implementing these systems is wildly complex. Second is explainability. Engineers need to know why the AI flagged a certain risk. They can't just blindly trust a black box. Third, we need robust data governance to protect intellectual property. And fourth, AI fairness. We absolutely have to make sure these computational models don't inadvertently cause disproportionate impacts on certain user groups or ignore specific safety contexts. Technical innovation literally has to be balanced with robust governance.
Which leaves us with a pretty massive final thought to ponder today. As we rush toward this incredible horizon of efficiency, literally turning weeks of grueling work into seconds, when we hand over the ultimate responsibility of human safety risk assessments to algorithms, how do we absolutely guarantee that they are both perfectly accurate and ethically fair? It is the tightrope that modern engineering has to walk right now, balancing rapid technological evolution with the paramount, non-negotiable need to protect human lives. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and keep questioning the systems that keep our world running safely.